Salutations everybody, it is Matty here today with a Star Wars Battlefront 2 news update and some good news at that. Finally I get to bring some positive information to the table about this game. It appears that EA is almost entirely pulling microtransactions out of Star Wars Battlefront 2. The following information comes from a post on the EA Star Wars site. As we approach the worldwide launch, it's clear that many of you feel there are still challenges in the design. We've heard the concerns about potentially giving players unfair advantages, and we've heard that this is overshadowing an otherwise great game. This was never our intention. Sorry we didn't get this right. We hear you loud and clear, so we're turning off all in-game purchases. We will now spend more time listening, adjusting, balancing, and tuning. This means that the option to purchase crystals in the game is now offline, and all progression will be earned through gameplay. The ability to purchase crystals in-game will become available at a later date, only after we've made changes to the game. We'll share more details as we work through this, and this is from the general manager at DICE, Oscar Gabrielson. Now I know we can extract some cons from this. Microtransactions aren't entirely gone and they will be returning down the line. With that said, I consider this winning the battle, not the war. We did get what we wanted here. We're getting change. They are focusing on fixing what is wrong with the game, which is some of the balance issues, and microtransactions disrupting that balance. Is it permanent? No. So does this mean that the entire war is over? Absolutely not. We will be returning to this subject within a month or two, I'd say. This is very similar to putting a band-aid over a drainage pipe leak. Another con that we can take away from this is that they didn't address any of the issues with the arcade mode in Battlefront 2, such as the limit to the amount of challenges that you can complete and credits you can earn in arcade mode before they disable it. Of course, they want to balance that out so it's not abused in multiplayer, but I think there needs to be some type of consideration for offline players, especially because of the fact that they don't even allow you to earn credits in arcade in offline play. Regardless, in this specific video, I don't want to focus too much on the negatives. I'm actually really happy with this change. It was the last company I expected to fully pull microtransactions out of their game, even if it is temporary. We do see at least some passion here and some focus on making the game better. And that's what's really important, because this is coming from a AAA studio. I know they tried to grind and fight their way through and say they're listening to us, but this time, maybe they actually did. I did make a video about saying, are they actually listening to us? Because if they were, they know we don't like this stuff in the first place. Also, this does not mean that the microtransaction system is going to be returning as is. Hopefully there will be some adjustments to that, what will be contained in the crates, and how will that impact progression. This is also why I didn't review this game. There have been so many changes before it even launched, and now it's finally launched and we're seeing yet another drastic change. So I want to really wait and see the dust settle before I even give my full opinion on the game. All I can say is after 7 hours of play, and that's only multiplayer, I have enjoyed it, and I agree with the sentiment that the microtransactions overshadow what is otherwise a really good game. Granted, I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I'm a sucker for the aesthetics, and I really enjoyed the battle chatter, like hearing a clone on Kamino scream, "We were born to fight," as they take out a droid. Stuff like that makes me geek out, but that's not for everybody. I think I had about 15 hours total on Battlefront 1, and I know for a fact I'm well going to be surpassing that with Battlefront 2, not just because there's more content there, but because I'm enjoying that content as well. I think the changes made to Heroes versus Villain are excellent. That is easily my favorite game mode in this entire title. Instead of making it more of a search and destroy mode like in the first one, it's more so seeking out the target and going into all-out combat like we did back then. I do think there needs to be some changes to progression in general. I think there should be more credit rewards. I don't think they should totally lean on the milestone system, as sometimes you'll be getting a ton of credits at once and other times it'll feel like you're barely making progress at all. So it's a very uneven experience in that regard. But overall, I've been enjoying my time with Battlefront 2 despite all this controversy, and I'm glad that this is at least a battle won here. Hopefully, when we see microtransactions return, my biggest concern is obviously that we are liking where the game is at, and seeing a separate currency enter it won't disrupt what we already have been enjoying. Time shall tell, but for now, I say that we relish in this victory and hope to see a ripple effect across the industry to make sure that other AAA companies try not to do something this stupid, like, you know, Activision creating a system to rig the game against you. Don't forget that. Anyway, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Be sure to leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook. Those links are in the description down below, along with my Patreon. Do consider supporting that, as it fuels all the content we create here. Stay sexy, stay active. I love you all. Peace.